What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This once again is your friendly neighborhood Scotty P, back for day 4. Day 4. Oh my gosh, time is flying. Day 4 of the brand new Marvel HeroClix set, Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage unboxing series. Man, we have had some highs and almost zero lows. This set is actually really impressive from a play standpoint, really impressive from a mechanics standpoint. I do worry that there's this new secret identity mechanic that is really, really cool, but we still haven't seen a ton of symbiotes, which is what I'm hoping for, or more Carnage-based heroes, or more characters that showed up in things like Maximum Carnage or Carnage USA, you know, that big-time story that took place in Doverton, Oregon, which then led to Absolute Carnage. But I really want a lot of symbiotes. We've been seeing chases that are incredible, made specifically and designed by WizKids, different historical takes on Spider-Man characters, and those have been really impressive. We had a Prime on day 1. We've had a couple of super rares. We've got equipment going on. I mean, this set has everything. And then yesterday, we had a secret, we had a surprise visitor, and that was the new Galactus. So this week has just been hype. I hope today is no different. Set comes out on September the 9th. Let's get started.
Absolute Carnage. Kill, straight law, stab law.
Carnage, man, is so hyper dangerous now. He has his Carnage minions. He can infect almost anyone. He is pretty much impervious to all the things that all the other symbiotes are not any longer. So I hope we pull Carnage. We have not seen him. I'm sure Carnage could even be a title character. I'm not sure because I don't know, but I would assume that Carnage would be maybe a title character here. You know, I was hoping to see some of Venom's tie-ins to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm maybe starting to think that's not going to happen. I was hoping to see more Avengers kind of tie-ins with some of the characters in Absolute Carnage that had to get cleansed. A big part of Absolute Carnage is actually the Maker. The Maker and Eddie Brock work together. And I know that sounds confusing, and it was to me at first as well. But it has to do with the Grendel symbiote, which is this big dragon symbiote that Null, who's the king of the symbiotes, created a long time ago and sent to Earth. But what's really cool about that is the Grendel symbiote ties into Thor, ties into Gore and the all-black Necrosword. That was created by Null, who is at the top of this symbiote kingdom. And so now Carnage and Venom have their tendrils in every part of the Marvel universe. So it was really wide open what we were going to get in this set. We haven't seen any Venomverse characters, which I was kind of like hoping might happen. That was such a cool storyline. If you didn't read those two limited series, I highly suggest you do. Revolves a lot around Venom, Doctor Strange, bringing Venoms to a world that are inhabited by these other little alien race that we call the Poisons. And the Poisons are really cool. It could have been awesome to see some Poison version characters. The Poisons are seen as the perfect symbiotic match for the Clintar. And once they form together, they form a permanent bond where they can be killed, but they are highly dangerous and very, very versatile. And they just take whoever the host is and they take the powers. So say you have a venomized Captain America and a Poison touches him. Now the Poison inhabits that Captain America symbiote that eats Steve Rogers basically, but keeps all of his powers, his memories, and goes on with its day. So I was hoping we would get some of that storyline. There's still so much of the Carnage and Venom and Clintar and symbiote mythos that we haven't even scratched the surface of in this set. But like I said, massive pool of characters to pull from because of everywhere Venom and Carnage are. So I am not disappointed with what we have pulled so far. I'll tell you that for sure. Anyway, moving on. Those are some of the things that I'm hoping for today. I want more symbiotes. I really want Mania. I really want the rest of the Life Foundation 5. I would love the original Toxin, Patty. or Venom as Toxin, which we know that we're getting because of Eddie Brock's secret identity card. Hybrid would be cool. Any of those characters. I'm hoping to see Doppelganger, any of those big-time symbiote or symbiote ally characters. All right, here we go. Starting right now. Day 4. Swoop. Let's see what we got in this first booster. Shoom. Oh, interesting. Interesting for sure. A character I was not expecting. Once again, we knew that Marvella was coming because of Mary Jane Watson's card on day 1. And if you haven't watched day 1, please go back and watch, and you'll be able to keep up with us now. So just pause. We'll wait here for you, and then come back. We've got Agent Venom. Awesome. Flash Thompson's Agent Venom, who just became one of my favorite characters. Steel Serpent. Did not see that one coming. I guess I should have. Once we got Iron Fist, maybe we could have had something along those lines. And then here we go with Iron Man and Mary Jane coming in the same booster. So for the 3rd time out of 7 boosters now, we have had a plainclothes secret identity mechanic character and one of the things that she could evolve into, or in this case, 2. So if you were in a sealed tournament, you could pull Mary Jane, and then you could sideline both Marvella and Iron Man, because that's Mary Jane Iron Man, and then you could use them in that tournament. So, again, there are ways to play online right now. I know there are some ways to play socially distanced in person as well. I hope you guys are getting your HeroClix fix, and you're doing it safely. But sealed tournaments can still be a thing, and not that I'm suggesting you go and get like 40 people together. Please don't do that. Do it safely. But it would still be so much fun and sealed to see this. Or if you're going to do sealed tournaments with Spider-Man, just postpone them a little bit until we can figure some things out. That being said, Mary Jane into Marvella and Iron Man could be very cool. So we've already seen Mary Jane. I want to go ahead and look at Marvella, and then we could look at all the cards together. Okay? Marvella. Secret Identity, set number 38. Of course, Mary Jane Watson. Spider-Man family and celebrity keywords. Peter, you can be an extra in my superhero movie. When establishing themed teams, characters on your starting force with the celebrity keyword, gain the Spider-Man family keyword. That's awesome. She's doing for celebrity what a lot of these chases are doing for the other generic keywords. That's really, really cool. The theme team possibilities are really great now for these particular characters. Wire work, sidestep, flight, but only if Marvella has no action tokens. Watch me smash the Pantheress. That's my cue, hitting my marks like a pro. The storyline that's happening right now in The Amazing Mary Jane is actually really cool. It revolves around Quentin Beck, and he's got, what is his name? Cage something or other. He's gone undercover, and he's really trying to tell a Mysterio movie, but he's cast Mary Jane in it. It's pretty funny. It's a nice, light detour from the Marvel universe that can sometimes be very heavy. But you see her dial on the back here. It's only 3 clicks long. She comes in at 15 points only. Has the Spider-Man team ability, but if you look at the dial, these first 3 clicks are great. But remember, with Mary Jane, you pay 15 to play as Mary Jane, and once those 3 clicks are exhausted, you can choose to run with these last 3 clicks, with the charge and the super strength and all the things that the movie is giving her, or you could choose to go with Iron Man and run with those last 3 clicks over here. So some versatility, some big versatility for a smaller character like Mary Jane at a relatively small entry point or price point to get it to all happen. Mary Jane is only 15 points. You run that dial, you pay an extra 25, and you get these 3 clicks on the end of Marvella, or you pay an extra 25, and you get the last 3 clicks of Iron Man, and you end up paying 40 points for a 6-click figure who can generate bystander tokens at first, paparazzi tokens, and then at the back end can have the powers of Iron Man or the powers of this character, Marvella. That is pretty cool. That's a really good way to make Mary Jane way more than I think she ever would have been in past sets. All right, let's take a look now at Steel Serpent. Oof, Davos. Davos. This guy's always trying to cheat his way into the powers of the Iron Fist. Come on, man. Steel Serpent, Hydra, Kunlun, Martial Artist, and Mystical. Okay, has a trait, Summon the Chi from others. Once per turn, when an adjacent friendly character is damaged by an opponent's attack, give Steel Serpent a Chi token. Free, remove any number of Chi tokens to make that many close attacks against different targets, maximum damage value of 3, which I believe Iron Fist has as well. Has a special damage power, Fight for Me, Die for Me, Empower, and Leadership. Has the Hydra team ability, comes in at 60 points, set number 23. Clearly he's only in this set because Iron Fist is, and Iron Fist is really only in this set because of his randomness of being in New York and being involved in Maximum Carnage, and then Absolute Carnage as well at one point. So pretty solid dial there. Again, I'm left wanting to see some more of the overarching theme. Get the characters because there are so many that are unclicked. Scream was a great bonus. Scream gave me a lot of hope that we were going to see a lot more of those characters. Maybe WizKids didn't want to put too much of the same into the set, but the cool thing about the symbiotes is they all are slightly different. They all have different powers and different capabilities. You know, with Toxin, Toxin has a special ability, being the 1000th of his line, where he can track any symbiote. That's a pretty cool little addition. That's a pretty cool power to have. You know, Scream, Riot, they all have differences, small differences, and things that they can do. Scorn has her own thing with being able to utilize technology, because the way that Scorn was born as a daughter of Carnage is that she was attached to a cybernetic arm that was put onto a character named Tanis, who was a psychologist. And because of that, it can recreate anything based out of technology or mechanical that it can see. It can recreate with its symbiote. Has some really cool special powers. I mean, they get confusing at times as you're reading books and trying to figure everything out. So I was hoping to get those characters because you had really cool variances between them. And I think this is a great opportunity to show people just how deep the roster is of symbiotes, and how once you get past the confusing mass of tendrils, just how individual and how cool they are. Mania is such a cool character. So I'm still hoping, but when you get a character like Steel Serpent in a set like this, it might complete a sub-theme from another set, yes, but at the same time takes maybe a spot away from what we might have been hoping for. Anyway, Agent Venom, which I'm super excited and stoked to have. Let's take a look at him. Secret Identity. He's a set number 32. Has keywords: Avengers, Codex, Guardians of the Galaxy, S.H.I.E.L.D., Spider-Man Family, Monster, and Soldier. 65 points. He is a team player, team ability, so he's a wild card, which is awesome. First into the battle, at the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6, move Agent Venom up to half the result. If it's your first turn, move him up to the result instead, so move him the full movement. Symbiote is another trait that we've seen a lot. Plasticity and shape change, go down swinging, super senses, and toughness. He's indomitable. Set number 32, like I said, take a look at the dial. And of course, Flash Thompson can utilize that secret identity mechanic to jump onto this dial if you so choose. He can also jump into Agent Anti-Venom, which is very cool. I understand why we don't have Venom Space Knight. I completely and totally understand that, but it would be cool for him to make that move as well, because Venom Space Knight is different from Agent Venom. Way different. It's still Flash, but he's purified and he has these cosmic powers at that point. He's flying around the universe trying to right the wrongs cosmically before he comes back, and then is brutally separated from the Venom symbiote. So still pretty cool dial, great character in my opinion, and I know that some Venom fans never really liked it, but I was torn when Eddie Brock got Venom back. It's still right, it's correct, Eddie Brock should be Venom, I really do believe, but I loved Flash's tenure. There we go. Okay, woo! Ladies and gentlemen, I did not expect this. So when they sent me chases, I thought I wouldn't have a chase in the in the brick here, and I was wrong. I have a chase in the brick. This is like an all Spider and Symbiote pack, actually. We've got Spider-Man, set number 1. But again, we have the one from the Fast Forces. This one is different, so we will take a look at him. Same sculpt, but different dial, of course. We have Toxin. Boom. I don't know if that's the original Toxin. Kind of does look like him. He's got that half Carnage, half Venom look with the red and the black. We've got, oh, Riot. Yes. Okay. Getting a little more of what I asked for. Oh, you know what? I just noticed Toxin has the PD team ability, so I bet you it is Patty. I bet you it is Patty. What a sad story that character had. A sad journey, but still so good. Ooh! Not the original Spider Carnage and Ben Reilly, but Spider Carnage, Miles Morales style. I thought we might get Miles, and then Spider Carnage would be his prime, but you know, just the way that Venom was, but that does not look like it. And last but not least, guys, we have Leonardo de Venom. A little spin on Leonardo da Vinci, but it's Venom, and you could see those wings on that flying contraption that everybody, you know, in his journals and all of his scientific and engineering musings. He was more than just a painter. He really was an innovator and had his pulse on what the future could really bring. You've seen so many romanticized versions of Leonardo da Vinci, like in Assassin's Creed video games and stuff like that, and this is no different. Can't wait to see what Leonardo de Venom actually does. I did not expect to pull a chase. That's rad. That is so cool. Okay, a whole new pack. We haven't seen any of these guys. So let's start with Spider-Man. We got to start. Set number 1 comes in at 40 points. Avengers, Codex, Spider-Man family, reporter, and scientist keywords. Real name, Peter Parker, of course. He's got a trait, first you have to catch me, super senses, traded. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, leap, climb, sidestep, and can carry 1 passenger with him. Oh no, I'm late to meet Mary Jane. Again. Ugh, one of these guys up for the police. So this seems like a little bit of an earlier version of Spider-Man. Yep, only 4 clicks long there, only a 40-point version. Of course, that iconic, Amazing Spider-Man number 1. First appearance, I mean not first appearance, but first issue cover. And those last 3 clicks there with that perplex is, of course, what Peter Parker can secret identity into. And the sculpt is just like that of the sculpt from the Fast Forces, that crouching Spider-Man, which we've seen a lot of times. You know, we even saw him on the trash can, I think. No, he's different on the trash can, but we've seen him quite a bit. Very cool. Rookie Spider-Man kind of feel. Let's switch to Riot next. Very excited to get Riot. Let's see what Riot can do. Take a look at the sculpt here. I was wondering why Carnage was so hulking in the Fast Forces, and that's because the size of Riot, the size of Toxin, and they, of course, had Carnage just color the same sculpt a little bit differently. Not used to seeing Carnage that bulky, but Riot, most definitely bulky. Codex and monster keywords. 31A. There we go again with the 31A. Scream is going to have a B dial as well. Is this going to be a prime? I'm not sure. Tossing weaklings aside. Super strength. When Riot knocks back a character after resolutions, deal 1 damage to that character and all opposing characters adjacent to them. Has the symbiote trait, which is shared, plasticity, and shape change. Make all of you dead. Feed us. Toughest of the symbiotes. Can't be stopped. Again, oh, they're on the back. Agony and Phage and Scream and Riot there. Venom, Lethal Protector, number 5. That series is actually really, really good. So you go, 6 clicks long. Now I've got some hope back. And we get Agony, we get Lasher, we get all these unique symbiotes. I hope we do. Venom Lethal Protector, such a cool storyline. The Life Foundation decides that they can make a security force out of DNA samples taken from the Venom symbiote, and it goes wrong. One of them, Donna Diego, Scream, she remains, but the other 4 security guards that they use as hosts for the other 4 symbiotes actually end up perishing, which means the symbiotes live on by themselves and at one point combine into something called hybrid. I think at one point they actually attach themselves to a dog. I'm trying to remember, maybe a German Shepherd. But they've had quite a long, winding road, and I think they deserve to be Clixed for the first time. So Riot, first time in Clix form, that's awesome. Here we go with Toxin. Toxin says, as far as real name, unknown, or Eddie Brock. That's not true, actually. Toxin, initially, the cool thing about his story, as we look at the sculpt here, is that Venom knew that he was about to spawn the 1000th of his line, and he wanted to make sure, the Venom symbiote, I'm saying, wanted to make sure that Carnage didn't influence him first. So, when he had the opportunity and Toxin was created, he immediately attached it to a police officer. His name is Patrick Mulligan. Patrick Mulligan. And he attached it to Patrick Mulligan. And this has the police team ability, so I thought for sure this would be Patty Mulligan. And in that story, I'm just story time with Scotty P here for a second. In that story, Patrick Mulligan becomes Toxin. And Carnage and Venom battle it out, and Toxin is allowed to go on his own way. But he realizes he's this symbiote, and at the very last page, Patrick Mulligan, who has had a little boy recently, him and his wife, his little boy has this old man's finger that Toxin had bit off, and he sees it, and it's in his baby's crib. His baby has the finger, and he's disgusted by it, and he goes off on a journey to find himself and to make the most out of being Toxin, but keep his family safe and fight this symbiote that has maniacal tendencies, to keep it on the straight and narrow and really be a hero. So the fact that this says unknown kind of bums me out a little bit. That being said, Eddie Brock clearly becomes Toxin later before he becomes Anti-Venom, and that's a really cool storyline as well. Symbiote, plasticity and shape change. Special power, hunting those who deserve it. Leap, climb. When Toxin uses it after resolutions, he may make a close attack. So goes to Toxin's ability to kind of seek out other symbiotes or evil. But yeah, there you go, Toxin. This is more of the Eddie Brock version, and Eddie Brock can actually become this Toxin for the last 3 clicks using that secret identity mechanic. Oof, man. Oh, Patty Mulligan. Don't worry about it. I remember you. We remember you. We remember you. Unfortunately, he met a terrible end, but as many people do in the Carnage Venom landscape, but still. Okay, Spider Carnage. Speaking of somebody who didn't meet a horrible end, but could have very easily, Miles Morales here. Miles Morales gets taken by Carnage while saving Mac Gargan. Mac Gargan, who wore the Venom symbiote under Dark Reign and under the Thunderbolts with Norman Osborn, is being tracked by the Carnage, little Carnage minions, and they want to rip out his spine and take the Codex back from Mac Gargan. And Miles steps in heroically, but not really knowing what he's getting himself into, and gets himself taken by Carnage. Spider Carnage, Codex, Maximum Carnage, and monster keywords. Maximum Carnage trait, once per turn when Spider Carnage hits after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to up to 2 opposing characters that weren't hit but are adjacent to a hit character, which is just a ridiculous trait. For sharing damage, you have to keep, if you're an opponent of this guy, you have to keep your team separated. Symbiote Codex Hunter. Oh, this one's nasty too. Plasticity and shape change. When Spider Carnage KOs a character, after resolutions heal at 1 click. After that, if that character had the Codex keyword, heal 3 clicks instead. 6-armed terror, leap, climb, sidestep. Make 3 close attacks, maximum damage value of 3. But if you're making those close attacks, remember, if it's against a group, you can be dealing that penetrating damage each time That is nasty. In the right situation, against a player who might not understand what is about to happen to them, you can rip an entire team to shreds. Absolute Carnage. Miles Morales is a good read. I just refreshed my memory with it and reread it this week on Marvel Unlimited, and man, it was a fun ride. And of course, only 40 points for all that damage dealing is crazy. That's a great piece. Really well done. Unfortunately, Miles, I got to put you on the villain side because you were not a good boy. You were not a good boy during that run. Last but not least, for today, day 4, ending day 4. And I had a chase queued, but I'm just going to do this one because this is the one that I actually naturally pulled in this brick. We have Leonardo de Venom. Leonardo de Venom has Codex, Shield, Spider-Man Family, Monster, Past, Scientist. Oh, Scientists are about to get a big boost. Set number 64, comes in at 90 or 60 points, has the Shield team ability, which is very interesting. My kind of allies. When establishing theme teams, characters on your starting force with the Scientist keyword gain the Spider-Man Family keyword. Awesome. Call in help from the Venomverse. When Leonardo de Venom hits an opposing character, if no character has been placed this turn, after resolutions, you may roll a d6, and on a roll of 3 to 6, place another friendly character whose name includes Venom adjacent. Yes, finally a little Venomverse nod. That is awesome. The Venovian Man. Isn't it the Vitruvian Man? Is that the takeoff that this is from? The Vitruvian Man or the Venovian Man. Flurry, plasticity, shape change. When Leonardo de Venom makes an attack roll of doubles and hits, choose one. The attack is a critical hit. What? Or after resolutions, unequip all equipment equipped to a hit target. Wow. A way to strip somebody all the way down. The smartest man of the age, outwit, and perplex. When an opposing character uses outwit or perplex, their maximum range is 4. They cannot outwit beyond that. Pretty great split dial there. These chases are so cool in the fact that they are giving generic teams a boost. And this guy in particular, the little riff on the Venomverse, instead of pulling characters from the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Family keyword, instead anybody that has Venom in their name. So if we had any like Venomized characters, if it says it, I don't know. I don't know what we could get, but I was thinking we would get Venomized characters in this set, like a Venom Captain America, or because we've seen that before, especially in Carnage USA. We've seen twisted symbiote versions of some of our favorite heroes, so I was hoping we'd get some of those in this set. This gives me hope actually that we might still have some of those in this set, because you're not just only going to be pulling Venom in. You can pull She-Venom, but if you had like Venom from the Guardians of the Galaxy's Time and Space, if you had Venom Drax or Venom Groot or Venom Rocket Raccoon is awesome, especially in Venomverse. Like if we could get that Venom Doctor Strange or that Venom Rocket Raccoon, and you can pull them to your side with that guy, that is rad. Day 4 of the unboxing is all opened and finished. I am more stoked about this set every single day. New mechanics, new equipment, new characters, great change. Like that, the Spiner cartridge is just terrible. That is such a good piece. So new versions of existing characters that we love so much. I am actually super, super excited about this set. I hope you guys are too. The set drops on September the 9th, so call your local comic book shops, your local game stores, and make sure you order through them and you support them in any way you can right now. They have supported us in ways we never really knew for so many years, allowing us to be a part of community and really be around people that are our people, that love the things that we love. So let's pay it back and pay it forward. Thank you to Hyper RPG Studios for allowing me to shoot here today. If you have never seen any of their content, go to Twitch, go to YouTube, find Hyper RPG. They have current and archived new projects and old projects and pieces on tabletop gaming, role-playing, pop culture, everything you could wish for, and you could fill up weeks and weeks and weeks watching their amazing content. So go and check them out. Thank you so much to WizKids for allowing me to share this with you, the fans, and once again, thank you to you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's chat it up in the comment section below and come back here tomorrow for day 5. This is Scott Porter. Until I see you again, may all your rolls be critical hits. So close, it's an 11. 2011. Peace.